Introduction. Imagine waking up one morning to discover that, despite your best intentions, you've already made choices that silently shave years off your life. In fact, 85% of seniors won't reach their 82nd birthday, not because they inherited bad genes, but because 5 everyday habits are quietly eroding their health. Today, you're going to meet Dorothy Chun, a vibrant 72-year-old retired principal who faced this harsh reality head-on. After a seemingly minor stumble led to eye-opening test results, prediabetes, dangerously low vitamin D, and early signs of cognitive decline, Dorothy refused to accept a bleak prognosis. She embarked on a life-saving mission to uncover the hidden pitfalls in her daily routine and turn them into opportunities for renewal. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly which mistakes to avoid, witness Dorothy's remarkable turnaround, and gain simple science-backed strategies you can start using today to add both years and vitality to your life. Introduction and Dorothy's wake-up call. Dorothy Chun was the picture of retirement bliss, up before sunrise to stroll her faithful dog, Max, through the quiet streets of Cincinnati, and then settling into a cozy armchair each afternoon for a rousing game of bridge with lifelong friends. She dedicated over 4 decades to shaping young minds, and now she intended to savor every leisurely moment. But 3 years ago, an otherwise uneventful morning walk ended in a minor misstep. Dorothy brushed off the stumble until a follow-up checkup revealed unsettling news. Her fasting blood sugar was in the pre-diabetic range. Her vitamin D levels were alarmingly low, and her family doctor noted subtle lapses in memory and concentration. Hearing her physician's blunt prognosis, "At this rate, you may not see 80," felt like a gut punch. In that instant, Dorothy realized that her daily habits, which she'd assumed were harmless, were quietly accelerating her decline. Determined not to become another statistic, she made a promise to herself. She would investigate exactly which routine choices were undermining her health and transform them one by one. That promise marked the start of an extraordinary journey. Dorothy began poring over the latest gerontology research, consulting with pharmacists and nutritionists, and tracking every facet of her lifestyle, from the pills she popped each morning to the hidden sugars lurking in her pantry. With every discovery came a renewed sense of purpose. What started as a personal mission quickly evolved into a blueprint that could help millions of seniors reclaim their vigor and rewrite their own futures. Proof that it's never too late to turn the tide and add meaningful years to your life. Mistake 1, the polypharmacy pitfall. One of the most surprising and dangerous traps that seniors can fall into is polypharmacy, the use of multiple medications simultaneously. Imagine opening your medicine cabinet each morning and being faced with a dozen different bottles. That was Dorothy's reality. She was popping 12 pills a day, from blood pressure meds to sleep aids, painkillers, cholesterol drugs, and various supplements. What she didn't realize was that every additional medication increases the risk of harmful drug interactions and side effects. In fact, a landmark Johns Hopkins study found that taking 5 or more medications raises an individual's mortality risk by nearly 90% superscript 1. Why it happens? As we age, we accumulate health concerns, high blood pressure, arthritis, pain, high cholesterol, insomnia, and more. Each specialist we see may prescribe a new pill to address a single symptom, without always coordinating with the other doctors. Then when side effects emerge, like dizziness or digestive upset, another prescription is added to treat that symptom, creating a vicious cycle. Real-life example. Take John, a 78-year-old retiree I spoke with recently. 2 cardiologists prescribed different blood thinners, without cross-communication. When John complained of persistent joint pain, he began taking over-the-counter NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, on top of those blood thinners. Within weeks, he was hospitalized for internal bleeding. His doctors finally realized that the combination of blood thinners plus NSAIDs had created a life-threatening bleed. The hidden costs, beyond the health risks, the emotional toll is significant. Seniors juggling many medications often experience confusion about dosages, missed doses, or accidental double dosing. The complexity can lead to anxiety and a sense of loss of control. Financially, prescription costs can add up to hundreds of dollars a month, straining fixed incomes. A science-backed solution, the medication audit system. Dorothy's breakthrough came when she implemented what she now calls her medication audit system. backed by guidance from a pharmacist and primary care physician. Here's how you can do the same. Master list. Write down every prescription, over-the-counter drug, vitamin, and herbal supplement you take. Include dosage, frequency, and prescribing doctor. Quarterly reviews. Every 3 months, sit down with a pharmacist. Ideally the same one, who can spot dangerous interactions and redundancies. Doctor coordination. Insist that every new prescription goes through your primary care physician. Ask each specialist to review your master list before prescribing. Critical questions. For every new symptom, ask, is this a new condition or a side effect of my existing meds? This simple question often uncovers that the new problem is really a drug interaction. Non-drug alternatives. Before accepting a new prescription, explore lifestyle changes and non-pharmaceutical therapies. For chronic back pain, consider physical therapy or chiropractic care. For insomnia, try cognitive behavioral therapy or a warm milk bedtime ritual. Dorothy's transformation. Under careful supervision, Dorothy gradually reduced her daily pills from 12 to just 5. Within weeks, she noticed her mysterious fatigue disappear, her daytime alertness improve, and her sleep become deeper and more restorative. Her joint pain eased once she realized it was a side effect of her cholesterol medication. Best of all, her overall sense of well-being skyrocketed. She felt back in control of her body for the first time in years. Key takeaway: polypharmacy is a stealthy threat that quietly chips away at health and independence. By auditing your medications, fostering open communication among your healthcare team, and considering non-drug approaches, you can dramatically lower your risk of adverse interactions and reclaim both your energy and peace of mind. Mistake 2: the pantry poison. As Dorothy audited her daily routine, she uncovered a surprising culprit lurking in her own kitchen. Seemingly healthy foods that were quietly accelerating her aging. Nutritionists refer to these as age accelerators, and they fall into 3 main categories: hidden sugars and artificial additives. Many packaged items marketed as whole grain, low fat, or sugar-free are far from wholesome. High fructose corn syrup and hidden sugars often lurk behind seemingly innocent labels. These sugars trigger insulin spikes that over time promote inflammation, fatty liver, and insulin resistance. The very pathways that lead to type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Point superscript 2. Excessive sodium and preservatives. Canned soups, deli meats, and frozen dinners can contain sodium levels higher than your daily limit in a single serving. Chronic high sodium intake raises blood pressure and adds stress to your kidneys and heart. Preservatives like nitrates and phosphates, common in processed meats, have been linked to cognitive decline in older adults. Chronic dehydration. Thirst perception diminishes with age. So many seniors mistake dehydration for hunger or miss thirst signals entirely. Insufficient fluid intake strains the kidneys, increases fall risk through dizziness, and even impairs cognitive function. Scientific insight. A 2023 study in the Journal of Geriatric Nutrition found that high fructose corn syrup in breads labeled whole grain was significantly associated with insulin resistance among adults over 65. Superscript 3. Another research review in Nutrition Reviews linked artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose to increased markers of inflammation and a higher stroke risk in seniors. Real-life example. Maria, Dorothy's 80-year-old neighbor, prided herself on choosing diet sodas and sugar-free snacks. She was stunned when a routine check revealed elevated inflammation markers and a 30% higher stroke risk, traced back to the chronic consumption of artificial sweeteners and hidden sugars in her pantry staples. The 555 Rule Kitchen Overhaul. Dorothy adopted a simple yet powerful framework to cleanse her pantry and revitalize her health. 5 ingredients or less. Only buy packaged foods containing 4 or fewer natural ingredients. This eliminated most granola bars, sauces, and pre-marinated proteins from her shopping list. 5 glasses by 5 p.m. Aim for at least 5 8-ounce glasses of water consumed by late afternoon. Hydrating early prevents nighttime bathroom trips and ensures consistent kidney function. 5 colors daily. Eat 5 different colored fruits and vegetables every day to maximize your intake of antioxidants, vitamins, and phytonutrients. Implementing the overhaul. Pantry audit. Dorothy spent one afternoon labeling every product with its ingredient count. Anything with more than 5 ingredients or unrecognizable additives was donated or discarded. Hydration stations. She placed water bottles, marked with hourly goals, on every main table in her home and set gentle phone alarms as reminders. Produce rotation. To hit her 5-color goal, Dorothy created a rainbow week chart, choosing one food from each color category: red bell peppers, orange carrots, yellow squash, green leafy vegetables, and purple grapes. Dorothy's transformation. Within 4 months of adopting the 5-55 rule, Dorothy saw remarkable changes. Reversed prediabetes. Fasting glucose normalized without medication. Reduced inflammation. Joint stiffness eased and chronic aches diminished. Improved kidney function. Regular hydration improved her creatinine levels. Economic savings. By cutting processed foods, her monthly grocery bill fell by 30%. More importantly, Dorothy felt more energetic. Her skin regained a healthy glow, and she enjoyed cooking again, this time from fresh, whole ingredients. What began as a pantry purge became a full culinary renaissance, transforming mealtime into a daily celebration of health. Mistake 3. The mobility mindset death spiral. Fear of falling can be paralyzing, and that very fear is one of the deadliest mistakes seniors make. When Dorothy first injured herself, she resolved to be extra cautious. No more stairs, no more uneven sidewalks, and minimal movement outside her living room. It seemed sensible until inactivity began to erode her strength. The problem: muscle atrophy sets in rapidly with disuse. Research shows that just 1 week of inactivity can age muscles by 6 months. For seniors, this means each day spent avoiding movement accelerates the very decline they're trying to prevent. Data point: a recent CDC analysis found that seniors who limit their activities due to fall anxiety are 3 times more likely to experience a fall within the following year. The vicious cycle is clear. Fear leads to immobility. Immobility leads to weakness. Weakness increases fall risk, and the cycle repeats, often resulting in fractures, loss of independence, or worse. Real-life example. Take Harold, an 85-year-old retired engineer and one of my clients. Harold had climbed the steps to his attic workshop for decades, but after a minor slip, refused to use the stairs again. Within 2 months, he couldn't lift a light toolbox without assistance. His confidence cratered, and each day he avoided movement. His balance grew shakier. That is, until we introduced micro-workouts. The Power of 3 program. Dorothy's transformation and Harold's rebound began with just 3 exercises woven into daily routines. No expensive equipment and no gym membership required. Balance. What? Stand on 1 foot for 10 seconds, twice per side. When? While brushing your teeth each morning and evening. Why, even short bouts of single-leg stance improve proprioception body awareness and engage core stabilizers crucial for preventing falls. Strength. What? Perform 5 sit-to-stand repetitions from a standard chair. When? During every TV commercial break, typically 3 to 4 breaks per hour. Why? Chair rises strengthen the quadriceps, glutes, and hip muscles, all key for daily tasks like standing, climbing, and lifting. Flexibility. What? Complete gentle toe touches or seated chair yoga stretches when just before bed. Why? Increased hamstring and lower back flexibility ease stiffness, improve posture, and reduce strain when getting in and out of chairs or beds. Dorothy's progress. Week 1. Could barely balance for 5 seconds without support. Week 4. Increase single leg stance to 30 seconds. No hands on the sink needed. Month 3. Completed 15 sit-to-stands in 1 session, boosting her lower body strength. Month 6. Not only was Dorothy hiking uneven trails with her grandchildren, she reported feeling more confident navigating curbs, stairs, and even dancing at family gatherings. Science Speaks. A landmark study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that individuals in their 90s who performed similar resistance and balance exercises doubled their muscle strength in just 12 weeks. These gains translate directly into reduced fall risk, greater mobility, and enhanced quality of life. Key takeaways and next steps. Start small. Even 1 balance exercise or 1 sit-to-stand per day is better than none. Build consistency. Link exercises to existing habits, brushing teeth, watching TV, bedtime. Track progress. Keep a simple log. Note how long you balance or how many reps you complete. Celebrate wins. Every extra second of balance or additional sit to stand is a victory against age-related decline. By reframing movement from a risky endeavor into an act of empowerment, seniors like Dorothy and Harold not only break the mobility death spiral, they reclaim independence, confidence, and joy in everyday life. Mistake 4. The social isolation time bomb. As Dorothy began auditing her lifestyle, she uncovered a hidden threat that had quietly crept into her world: social isolation. After a lifetime of leading a bustling school and an active social calendar, retirement left her days suddenly empty. No faculty meetings, no bridge club tournaments, no classroom laughter. She cherished a peace, but soon discovered that prolonged solitude can be as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The problem: extensive research shows that chronic loneliness increases the risk of premature death by 50% and doubles the likelihood of developing dementia. Beyond the physical toll, higher blood pressure, weakened immune response, and cardiovascular strain, social isolation erodes mental resilience, fueling depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Real-life example. During the height of the pandemic, Dorothy's friend Linda, age 74, experienced this firsthand. With social gatherings canceled, Linda found herself conversing more with her cat than with humans. Within weeks, she noticed alarming shifts. She forgot appointments, felt listless, and woke each morning with a heavy sense of dread. Her doctor warned that without intervention, Linda's mental health would deteriorate further, potentially leading to memory disorders. Introducing the Real Connection Strategy. Determined not to follow the same path, Dorothy crafted a simple, memorable framework she dubbed REAL. 4 pillars to rebuild vibrant social bonds. Our regular contact. Schedule a daily check-in, whether by phone call, text message, or video chat, with at least one friend or family member. These quick touchpoints reinforce belonging and ward off feelings of abandonment. E. Emotional depth. Move beyond "how are you?" and share your true feelings. Opening up about hopes, fears, or challenges creates genuine intimacy and mutual support, crucial for emotional well-being. A. Active engagement. Do something together. Go for a walk, solve puzzles, cook a meal, or attend a community class. Shared experiences ignite laughter, stimulate the mind, and foster teamwork. L. Laughter and joy. Intentionally cultivate fun. Watch a comedy clip, reminisce over happy memories, or play a lighthearted game. Positive interactions boost endorphins and strengthen the social bond. Dorothy's Tuesday Club. Dorothy put REAL into action by launching the Tuesday Club in her apartment building. She posted a simple flyer: "Join us every Tuesday at 3 p.m. for cards and conversation." The first week, 3 neighbors showed up. Within 2 months, word spread. Now 20 seniors gather each week, rotating activities between card games, simple cooking demonstrations, and storytelling about life back in the day. Health transformations. Blood pressure. Dorothy's average systolic reading dropped by 15 points after just 8 weeks of weekly gatherings. Mood and cognition. Participants reported improved mood, fewer down days, and sharper recall in daily tasks. Sense of purpose. Organizing events and contributing recipes or anecdotes gave members a renewed sense of value. Medication reduction. Several attendees reduced or eliminated low-dose antidepressants under physician guidance, attributing mood stabilization to increased social engagement. Why it works? Social connections act as a psychological buffer against stress. Emotional exchanges release oxytocin, reducing cortisol levels and improving cardiovascular health. Group activities stimulate memory and executive function, directly countering cognitive decline. Laughter triggers endorphin release, strengthening both mind and body. Key takeaway: combating social isolation isn't about filling every hour. It's about strengthening a few deep, meaningful relationships. Adopt the REAL strategy. Schedule daily check-ins. Share feelings honestly. Engage in joint activities and laugh often. Whether you revive an old friendship or start a simple weekly meetup like Dorothy's Tuesday Club, every step toward connection adds both days and quality to life. Mistake 5. The Memory Myth Massacre. When Dorothy first joked about having a senior moment, she chalked it up to normal aging. But that acceptance nearly cost her dearly. The problem? Believing that memory lapses are an unavoidable part of growing older actually accelerates brain atrophy. When you stop pushing your mind, it begins to shrink. Research shows that passive acceptance of forgetfulness is linked to a 60% faster cognitive decline. Neuroscience note: thanks to neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, the brain retains its ability to rewire and grow new neurons well into our 70s, 80s, and beyond. Physical exercise alone can boost levels of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, by up to 300%, creating fertile ground for learning and memory formation. Superscript 1. Real-life example. At age 73, Dorothy found herself unable to recall her granddaughter's name during a family gathering. Mortified, she realized she had been inadvertently giving her brain permission to degrade. Determined to reclaim her mental sharpness, she launched what she now calls her Brain Renaissance Protocol, a daily regimen designed to challenge and nourish every facet of cognition. Dorothy's brain fitness routine. Morning 15 minutes. Activity. Brain training apps like Lumosity or Elevate. Why? These apps present dynamic puzzles, pattern recognition, memory matching mental arithmetic that adapt to your performance level, keeping your hippocampus and prefrontal cortex engaged from the moment you wake. Afternoon, 30 to 45 minutes. Activity. Learning a new skill such as conversational Spanish, beginner piano pieces, or watercolor painting. Why? Novel tasks stimulate dopamine release, enhancing motivation and attention, while forging fresh neural pathways through use it or lose it principles of synaptic plasticity. Evening, 10 to 15 minutes. Activity. Journaling to process daily experiences. Why? Writing by hand engages motor planning and language centers in the brain, consolidating memories and improving emotional regulation through reflective practice. Night, 20 to 30 minutes. Activity. Reading challenging nonfiction or solving advanced puzzles, crosswords, Sudoku variants. Why? Complex reading material activates language comprehension networks, while puzzles strengthen working memory and problem-solving circuits before sleep, when memory consolidation peaks. Memory mastery techniques. Method of loci. Anchor lists or concepts to familiar physical locations. Imagine walking through your childhood home to recall a grocery list. Story chaining. Link disparate items into a vivid narrative. Picture fish wearing hats when you need to remember salmon, bicycle helmet, dentist appointment. Dual coding. Combine visual images with verbal descriptions. Sketch a quick doodle alongside a meeting note to solidify retention. Dorothy's triumph. 6 months into her Brain Renaissance Protocol, Dorothy saw her standardized memory test scores increase by 40%. She mastered 2 Spanish dialogue chapters, learned to play 3 simple piano sonatas, and even tutored ESL students weekly at the community center. Her neurologist marveled at her latest brain MRI. Your hippocampal volume looks 10 years younger. Dorothy also launched a memoir project, recounting vivid childhood memories she once feared lost. Key takeaway: the moment you believe your brain is done learning is the moment it begins to wither. By treating your mind like a living muscle, challenging it daily with novel, purposeful activities, you can not only halt cognitive decline but reverse it, adding clarity, confidence, and creativity to every later year of life. Dorothy's full circle and takeaway. 3 years ago, Dorothy Chin faced a bleak outlook. Pre-diabetic, frail, socially isolated, and drowning in a dozen daily medications. She was on course to become one of the 85% of seniors who never reach 82. Today, at age 75, Dorothy's life reads like a triumph. Medication. Downsized to a single blood pressure pill. Her pharmacy cabinet is now nearly empty. Strength. She deadlifts her own body weight. Proof that muscles can rebuild at any age. Learning. Fluent in conversational Spanish. She orders coffee in Madrid with ease. Community. Founder and leader of a thriving senior club that meets weekly for games, cooking, and storytelling. Adventure. An avid traveler. She's planning a salsa-themed celebration for her 80th birthday in Peru. Key lesson. Aging isn't a downhill sprint. It's a marathon of daily choices. Every decision you make, from what you eat to how you move your body and engage your mind, accumulates over time. Rather than passively preparing for decline, start planning to thrive. Identify which of the 5 deadly mistakes, polypharmacy, pantry pitfalls, inactivity, isolation, or the memory myth resonates with you most? Then take one small action today. Swap a pill review for a pharmacy chat. Replace a processed snack with a fruit. Stand on one foot as you brush your teeth, call an old friend, or tackle a brain teaser. Your future self will thank you for every step toward a fuller, richer life. Conclusion: if today's insights inspired you to take control of your health and add meaningful years to your life, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who could benefit. Don't miss out on future tips. Hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you're the first to know when we release life-changing content. Your support helps our community grow and allows us to reach more seniors seeking practical advice. Plus, every notification you receive might just be the nudge someone needs to start a healthier habit, potentially saving a life. Drop a comment below telling us which of the 5 mistakes resonated most with you and what small change you'll make today. We read every message and love hearing your success stories. Together, let's turn intention into action, because it's not only about adding years to your life, but adding life to your years.